Alright, as y'all can tell, I've been busy. I got this cab stripped down. Every bit of the wiring harness got loose and it's wrapped up all in this dash. Got the dash loose. I'll tell you, you know, I've pulled a few manual transmission steering wheels before. It's just unplug a couple of cables, 4 bolts, and then the steering linkage itself, just 1 bolt there. So really easy to get them off. Now an automatic, holy cow, totally different. So yeah, had to fight with that. So anyway, I've got this thing on my engine hoist and pulling it out of the truck here. This isn't that heavy. I can pick it up and carry it, but got something like this right there. I mean, like, why not? I'm gonna snag any wires. That's a tie wire. I've got some wires right. I tied everything up to hold it in place. This is the hard part, and I just have a strap. I run it through where the radio goes. It's just about enough to go around. That's equals out pretty good. see my wheels are cutting themselves. It doesn't want to behave when you're backing up. So I've got to try to lock this steering a little bit and see if I can't get this thing pushed in the garage the way I want it. All right, well, I got it where I want it. Got kind of fine line here between these sensors right down here, being able to look across so I can lower the door down at least to the top of the frame, and being able to have this door, I want it open about as far as I can open it so I can put this dash in here. This part becomes slow and tedious. So I've got to figure out the heater, air conditioning box, get that put in there, and you know, the panel, the insulation that goes back on here, all this stuff. I mean, it's all got to go back in there, and then I can just start putting the dash in. I guess I should have taken a hose to this thing outside and cleaned it up. I guess I'll just use some spray cleaner, and I mean, it ain't gotta be perfect, right? I mean, it's behind the dash. That dust has been growing there for who knows how long, but it's pretty doggone clean and rust free. So this is the this truck was an incomplete truck, and it was completed by apparently Southco Industries, whatever. So this is the rating tag for my truck. There is not one here on the inner door. Right here it says incomplete vehicle manufacturer. This may be good enough, but I kind of want to maintain this sticker in my truck, and it's on something that's gray. The dashboard for my Lariat with my electric roll-up windows and door locks that I want is this beige color, and there was nothing wrong with it. I mean, it's physically pretty clean. It's not cracked, broken, none of that good stuff. So I took that off of the dash, and it's left me with this. It's kind of gutted, but I need that wiring harness, and I figured, well, to get that wiring harness out, probably have to take that skin off. So the other dashboard I have a gray one, and this part up here isn't the greatest, but I've got a clean one that I was going to put. This one's really clean from one of the wreck trucks I bought. And one of the things I wanted to maintain in this truck was it had this really cool Upfitter switches. This is the factory Upfitter switches. It was never used, but I was able to mount. You see all the way over there with the glove boxes. That would be open the glove box. That would be looking at that. It's got fuses, relays, and everything in there. And it's got the wire harness that would come over and plug into, I imagine, the 2005 one of the box, whatever, fuse box, whatever is for the 2005. So this plug is not going to fit my gem module. I don't see a place for it to plug into my fuse box, so I'll probably have to cut that plug off and just wire everything up discreet. But hey, it's got most of the work, and I'll have relays. You know, the switches will be operating relays. So anyway, I've got this gray skin, so I've got to get this off. This is going to replace this. This is all ugly. This is the part, one of the ugliest parts of it. It's going to be replaced. I have a really good one of these, so that's going to be replaced. So all in all, it's going to be good. The only thing that's not going to be gray, I've got enough gray stuff for everything. The seats that I've got I have a set of bucket seats, driver and passenger bucket seat with no bench in between them. Like both my hotshot truck and my daily driver, they both have like the 60-40 bench basically. So the driver's seat is a bucket by itself, but the passenger seat includes the middle. So I'm thinking this truck's eventually going to have a sleeper on it, and I'm going to want to be able to have that open. So the bucket seats I have, they're beige, but hey, I can paint that. Painting all this stuff, that I don't think would work out too good. It'd be too much wear and tear, and just wearing that paint off. I just don't see that as a viable option. So the seats are different. I mean, that's, oh well. But yeah, I done jumped in this real deep. But you know, you want what you want, you know. But here, it's mostly done as far as the dashboard goes. I don't know if I have a great one to go in here. I should have one somewhere, just got to find it. So I've used this bottom panel like I was talking about. It has the factory auxiliary switches installed in it. It's not a real good fit, and there's two places. One right here, I've got to drill a hole for one of these little pins that line it up, so it's bowed out a little bit. And then up in here, you can see a bit of a gap there. So the little push pin piece is right about here, and the hole is over here. So that's not lined up. I've got to do something to relieve that. Had a real hard time getting this in there. I don't need a ashtray. Not really sure what I'm going to use that for. I suppose it's to put a garbage bag, but you know, my shifter's going to be right here, so not real sure. But we'll see. Real clean up underneath here. The PCM is a whole lot harder to get in and out when you got a clutch pedal in there. That really kind of makes it hard to get that upper screw in there. But and I've got to find the plug that came in here. On an automatic, you have a hole down here where your shifter cable goes through, and this on an automatic would be where a little piece has a hook on it. I've got one of those. I could put that in there. It just snaps in there. So I've got to find something to put in there. As far as the steering wheel goes, let's see. The steering wheel assembly is out of my Lariat, so it has the tilt and dash. So the frame of the steering wheel came out of the Lariat. The top part of the cover came out of a 99 wreck that I got the four-wheel drive transmission and the engine from a hotshot truck out of. This lower one came out of a 2000 XLT that had a tilt steering. And I may cut the hole in this other bottom piece. It's a cleaner look. But you can see this is faded. This has been sitting on top of the dashboard out in that other truck for years now, so it's kind of faded. So I may try some Armor All or something like that, clean it up, see what it looks like. But I mean, all I have to do is make a slot in that other one. The steering wheel came off of my original white XL that I had already converted. This steering wheel actually came out of that 2000, the same one that this bottom piece came out of. I had it in another truck, converted it to XL. You can add. It's very easy to add power, cruise control to one of these things. The dash top is clean. I've got some scratches up here. You can see this dashboard with 219,000 miles. This is the dashboard that came out of that wreck that had the 6-speed transmission and the engine that's in my hotshot truck. So that 219,000 miles, I talked to the original owner of that truck, and it was well taken care of. So I'm gonna use that dashboard. It doesn't have the drive, neutral, all that stuff up there. It's one is made for a manual. Let's see what else. I've got the, as you see, I've got the wiring harness. Now this wire harness is from a crew cab, so you've got all the wires there to go to the back, all the way to the back of the cab, and for the rear doors. I'm not going to cut any of that yet, and I may never cut it. I may just take and hide it up behind the speaker somewhere. But when I get things working, I may have to jump out the wires for the rear door locks just to show that it's locked. Let's see. The original XL that this dashboard skin came off of did not have an airbag, so it had a blank cover which just snaps on there. Okay, this is the cover that was on there. You don't want that in front of an airbag because that will blow into somebody's face and probably do some serious damage. Let me show you what the actual, I've got the beige one here, or they call it tan. So you can see what that difference is. So this is what one looks like that is attached to a an airbag. Okay, so it has this insulated, this padded cover, aluminum. These 4 bolts attach it to the airbag, and so when this thing pops, this thing's gonna blow out, but it's going to keep it from coming and hitting the passenger in the face. Here's this is the box, the heater box that was on the on this 450, and the reason I'm using it is because it had this heat shield on there in very good condition. It did not have AC, so these slots right here are not popped out. So when I get ready to put it together, I'll have to cut those out, and I can install my evaporator coil in there. But that was in about the best shape, so I decided to use it. The heater box, it came out of the I'm not sure which one this came out of. Now, as far as this Upfitter switches, so the Upfitter switches has a fuse box and relays, which you can see right here. Okay, this mounts. I had to add a hole right here for this screw right here. The other hole for the bracket was already up here. I think you can see the screw. I'm not sure if I can see it on camera up there. It's up on there. Anyway, it was already there. So, and you can see I'm putting everything together. I'm wiping everything down. I had 2 different glove boxes to use. The older ones have a metal hinge. The newer ones, and this is, I've got to bend this up a little bit because it catches on this. Oh, I'm sorry, it does, but you hear that little, it's just catching on that a little bit. Yeah, so this you can see the gap in here. You can see how this got this bowed out, and that's what makes it noticeable. Didn't really see it so much, but from here, I'm sure y'all can see there's a big gap in there. So I've got to do something with that, and it's all because of this. I've got a really good cup holder. Don't have the ashtray for it, which of course I don't smoke anyway, but that's just a convenient little place to put stuff. I'm probably going to change that mirror out once I can get it cleaned up. I'll actually put a dash cam over the top of it, so it won't really matter. But whatever I can put in here, the best quality I can put in here is what I'm trying to do. You can see this this skin here doesn't match this as well. This, well, like I say, this is a 2005. This is a 99. So, but you know, not anticipating having a passenger most of the time. But you know, if I do and something happens, you know, I'm gonna want an airbag. I've got to do the door. I'm gonna do the door locks for now. This I've got new ones of these that are already cut out. But I'm gonna put the door locks in there. Get that stuff wired up. But I'm gonna hold off on the regulators. I'll put the electric windows in there after I get everything else done, because I have no way of rolling the windows or holding the windows up without these regulators in there. Once you take the regulator out, there's nothing holding the window up. So you know, while I'm working on the engine and stuff, or maybe I'm gonna have the truck turned around while I'm working, you know, getting this frame cleaned up. Then this would be sitting outside, and I don't want it to get wet. Got to clean up all along here. It's not really rusty. It's just dirty. Get it cleaned up. I would be very surprised if there wasn't any kind of rusty right here. There's some. You always seem to have that. Get that all cleaned up, and then I'll take that carpet and try cutting that carpet. And of course, it's not going to fit right over the back part right here, and that really doesn't matter. I mean, you know, it can end at that point, but the more I put down there, the quieter it'll be. I could just take some of the. I can cut the back piece off of the XL version, you know, the matte, you know, just to help keep the cab noise down. Thought about putting one on top of the other, but I mean, I'm not sure about that, how well that's going to work. You know, just to, you know, insulate the floor that much more. So, like I said, I've had a lot of progress. It feels good seeing that dash up in there. It's going to look a whole lot better, you know, when I get the seats in there. I've got a cutout for the overhead console. I'm probably just going to take and lay lay this over the top of the one from my Lariat that's sitting at the red truck. Lay it over that, draw it out, and then cut that out. Once I do it, I'm committed. I've got to use it because I'm a big hole in it. So whether that thing works or not, it's going to be there if I cut that hole out. So, but I want to get this. I want to get this put back up. The lights. Now, if you look at this, I do not believe that the holes that's up here. It's not set up like the older ones. The older ones have a place for the light connectors. So if you look at these right here, these here snap in, and then when you run the screw through it, that makes the electrical connection. Okay. Now on these, it's different. It has the wires plug into the fixture. They don't use the screws. So, but it's different. So I will probably have to take I'll have to cut these wires and splice them splice the other harness onto these wires, so they can plug into the new fixture. And that kind of sucks because I have so many of the other ones. So, you know, when one goes bad, I mean, they're easy to replace. But so I have just one fixture to work with, so it's going to have to work. You know, it's got the map lights and the cab light, so dome light, what are you going to call it? So that's where we're at. It's moving along. It's just slow. It's like it's you know, you come out here in a day's time, you're just kind of tinkering at it, you know, going back and forth doing other things, but it's starting to look like a truck again. So, and I do have the, when I was up in the front, I forgot to mention, I've got the clutch pedal installed. I've got to mount the reservoir. I forgot exactly where that went. The master cylinder, this is different than a the 99s, and it's larger. Okay, so your brakes are a lot larger on a 450 than they are the 350 or 250s, whatever. But on the 350, these ports face out the other way. Coupled with that on this 450 on the gas engine, you can see where the ABS module was. Well, the ABS module for the 450 is not going to work with the older electronics. It's not going to be plug and play. I've got to use an older ABS to get them up here, but I may have to make some custom lines to go from here to the ABS module. So yeah, it's always something. So that's where I'm at. So today I was planning on, I think I've got to do these door locks, and I'm not sure where I'm going to start. It depends on what I find first. I want to find the key I've got in this, and the locks, the cylinder I've got is the one from the same truck that this came out of, the 2000. I've got other ones here somewhere in this mess. You know, I've got others that I've got keys for, so there's two others right there. Whatever one I find that I have the lock cylinders for the doors, that, you know, the key for, whatever I have, where I have a whole set, that's all the same. So alright, I'm gonna end this now so I can get this posted, and catch y'all later.